Niki Westerback, singer, songwriter, and lead vocalist for the all-female rock band Barbe-Q-Barbies, is our special guest on episode 18, season 2 of Music Matters with Darrell Craig Harris.
Hi, Niki Westerback. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. We've known each other for a very long time, and I've known you under different names. Niki Rock is one kind of with the Barbies, which is kind of like your rock and roll band, which we're gonna talk about. So we met, like, gosh, many years ago in Helsinki through my friend Tracy Lip. Tracy Lip I went to high school with. He's a producer, songwriter, lyricist there. And so Tracy kind of got you started singing, right?
He's definitely the reason why I started singing. I met him in, I think when I was about 18.
And, I was gonna say, because I bet I think you were still a teenager when I met you. It was a long time ago.
We probably met sometime after that, I'm pretty sure. Maybe like 18, 19. So I met Tracy. It's a funny story because I didn't know that I could sing. I thought I wasn't a singer, and I was thinking myself as a dancer. So I was at this dance club doing my moves and having fun, and then suddenly this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Are you a singer by any chance?" I'm like, "No, I'm a dancer. I can't sing." And he's like, "Oh, but you got this like star quality around you." And I'm just like, okay, like, is he trying to pick on me? Or like,
who's this old guy?
And well, he wasn't that old at the time. I was young, but
I'm just picking on because I was going to listen to this.
I know. I've been teasing him about this. And so that's Tracy Lip then. And then he's like, "Well, you should try singing." And I have this studio, and I'm a vocal coach, and I'm giving lessons. So why don't you come over and let's see if you can sing? And I'm like, I'm not going. I think it went like a few weeks or something, and then I found he gave me like his card, and I checked it out. I'm like, okay, I'll just give it a shot, And I went to the studio, and he gave me some voice lessons, and he's like, "You can sing." I'm like, "I don't believe that." But anyways, then we kept on, doing voice lessons and stuff like that, and then we started working on writing songs, and then I became a solo artist.
And so Tracy and his partner Maki, how do you pronounce Maki's last name? Coleman?
Kolemainen.
Okay, there you go. I can't say it. I'm really bad with Finnish last names.
Niki Kolemainen.
So those guys actually are very successful producers and have been. And Maki was a big star in Finland for many years. So like, actually, it was kind of cool that kind of you got introduced to those guys right away. You kind of skipped past a lot of the stuff that people normally have to do to get to them, right?
Definitely. It was a very like a weird way, into studio, and then suddenly, starting to make my album, and I went to Sweden to write songs, and then I had this like hit guy, this Jörgen Elofsson, who's been writing for Britney Spears and all these like famous people, and he suddenly wrote 2 songs for me that came also on the album. And it's funny because a lot of people don't even know that I released an album, because we never made physical copies of it, but it's on Spotify. So maybe if you want to check it out, it's just Niki, and the album is Out of Control. And but that was really fun album to make. But we never released it. That's a different story. But
it's interesting too, because I know they know a lot of the guys over there. There's a lot of guys in Sweden too that are very successful. They work with Christina and Brittany, and Max Martin's another one. That's a huge songwriter producer. So like that part of the world, it's interesting. There's so much talent. I mean, I've been to Helsinki, I don't know, maybe 15 times now. And I was a musician when I first came there, like in the late 80s. I'm really old. And it's like amazing how much like classical singers and pop, like what's the scene there for you? Like, has it been really interesting, like just interacting? Because you've kind of been doing really rock and roll for the last however many years with the Barbies, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started out when I did my first solo career. I started out basically doing pop rock. So it was more like on the pop side.
Right.
And but then I went into just doing rock music. And which is funny because now I'm doing my solo project again under Nikis Project name. And now I'm again doing pop. So it's like skipping for me a little bit what I'm doing. But
Well, it's kind of fun. I mean, you can kind of, I mean, it's awesome that you can kind of walk both sides, because I mean, I know the Barbe-Q-Barbies, which is what you're really well known for in Europe. And how long have the Barbies been together?
Well, it started out at 2002.
Wow.
And, but I joined the band in 2006 around. And so they had, like, before me, they had 3 or 4 singers actually.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
yeah, so when the last singer left, Nina, the drummer, called me up because we had played a show together. And she called me up and she's like, do you want to be the Barbe-Q-Barbies singer? I'm like, I don't know, like, because I thought at that time that their music was so rock.
Yeah, because it's almost, it's not really metal, but it's pretty heavy rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a bit like, I don't know if I can do that, you know, because they were like all these cool chicks, you know, wearing these leather clothes. And I remember having a gig with them at Tavastia, and I was more like this pop girl, and they were all like, you know, dressed in black leather and really a bit scary girls.
And it's an all, we should tell people that haven't seen you, it's an all-girl rock band. It's sort of like, I want to say like the Runaways a little bit, but it's maybe more sophisticated rock than that. Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And so I was a bit like, you know, like, is this my thing and stuff? So, but I went to try it out in 2006, and I mean, fell in love with the girls, and, you know, we just got along straight away. And then we're like, okay, cool, let's do this. And then since that, we've been basically going on, you know, doing music and writing. I think we released about 4 albums, and which is not so much since, you know, that time. But anyways, I mean, it's what we've been doing, touring and stuff. And now we've been on about like 1 year break, but that's because of what's going on in the world. Yeah.
Right. Have you guys, so when you guys write with the Barbies, because I mean, the tunes I love, and I've seen you guys a bunch of times now, and I've shot photos and that kind of stuff. When you guys write, do you all write together? How does the writing process work?
Well, there's a bit of different ways. Mostly I come up with the melodies and the lyrics. And the lyrics I also get help from Tracy. And if I have like a melody idea, I take it to the band practice, and then we start working on it. If it's any good, of course, it's not always good. but also there's different ways. It might be that we go to band practice, and then we just start jamming on something, and then you know, it might be me singing some melodies, or Nina might come up with some melodies and stuff. So sometimes we do it as a group, but sometimes I just sit at home as well and writing melodies. And
and then, so Finnish, I mean, I guess I would say Finnish is your first language, or Finnish or Swedish? Because I know it kind of depends. Swedish, okay.
Swedish is my first language. Yeah, I'm Finnish Swedish.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know that, but you know that because you talked with Jannika the other day.
Yeah. So in Finland you have Finns, and then you have Finnish, I guess, Swedes. And then, so what's it like for you to write in English? Is that challenging, or do you think in Swedish first and then translate? How does that work?
Well, not really. I do actually think in English first. I used to, I don't know why, but since I was like 9 years old, I wrote poems in English. I didn't really write a diary, but I wrote a lot of rhymes and stuff, and they were always in English for some reason. I'm not really sure. But I think also in Finland, when I was a kid, all the children cartoons and stuff, you got them in English. They were not dubbed into Finnish or Swedish. So I mean, yeah, I think I learned English in a pretty like early age.
Yeah, and then Tracy, and that's kind of something he specializes in. Our friend Tracy, he works with Lordi, which is another huge Finnish band. Yeah. You've actually been singing with them, recording recently, backgrounds, and so people should check them out because they're really fun. They do the costume thing, and it's pretty it's pretty hardcore, but
it is.
Yeah, that's cool. So in English, and I mean, the cool thing is your English, when you sing in English, I mean, you have a little bit of an accent, but it's really a cool accent. It's like charming.
Thank you.
Was that something you had to work on, but your English was always pretty good though, right? See, I think when I first met you, I think it was strong.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I mean, Tracy used to say to me, because I was once dating the Spanish guy, and he said to me, like, we had to work so hard when I was younger to get away with Spanish accent that suddenly came into my English. So we had to really work to get rid of that.
Right.
And he just said the other day to me that probably now, because I haven't really talked to anyone, and I've been talking Finnish and Swedish here at home. So my English has been, it's pretty rusty at the moment.
Yeah.
So he said, like, we really have to work now on my English, because now it's sounding more like, Finnish English in some way.
Yeah, it's tricky, because a lot of people like Bjork is a good example, or the Beatles, because the Beatles, you hear the British accent, but it's kind of like our ears are kind of accustomed to that. And I think to me, like as an American, the Finnish accent, when you're singing, it sounds kind of exotic and cool. I always like it as long as you can, pronounce the words or whatever. But how long did it take you when you're working with Tracy and you're doing a record? How long does it take you guys to do a record? Is it a pretty fast process, or like with writing the lyrics and that kind of thing, or how does that work for you personally?
Well, sometimes it goes really quick, but for me, lyrics are like such a big deal, because I want the story to be like perfect and have a lot of meanings in it. So sometimes like I just write the story and then Tracy comes over and he helps me fix it and stuff. But then sometimes I'm just so unhappy with everything we write. So I just like erase it and then
start over.
and so, I mean, I think the longest it took me once to write lyrics was like a month.
Oh,
so,
wow.
It's like, but sometimes it might just take like a few hours. So it really depends.
Are you somebody that like keeps a writing pad next to your bed when you wake up and you're like, I've got this great idea? Or does it just kind of come to you wherever? Does it matter?
Definitely. I mean, usually my melodies and lyric ideas comes when, you're either in the shower or you're, going to bed and you're like, oh no, don't come now. But on my phone, I have the voice memos. So,
okay. Yeah.
So if I do a melody or lyrics, I just quick put the voice memo on and then I sing. And in the night, I have to go under the cover so I don't wake anyone up. And then I'm like mumbling something there. And of course, the next day I listen to it and I'm like, I don't even know what I was trying to do. You
never. I mean, that's the thing, because you never know. And then sometimes they say like some of the hugest songs are written in 10 minutes, right? They just kind of flew out. You're almost like tapping into the ether and the I don't know, the esoteric stuff. With the Barbies, you guys have toured. Where have you toured in Europe? It's quite a lot of different places, right? What's some of your favorite places?
I was going to say last year, but that wasn't last year. It was like 2 years ago. We were in Spain. So in Spain, we were quite a lot. And I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, the food, the culture, the people, it's amazing. So that, and we went to Paris and that was absolutely, awesome. Amazing. Well, but then, we've been around in Europe. We were supposed to go to Germany for the first time. Last summer, and we were so excited about it, but of course, kaboom, so that didn't happen, did it? So
Germany is such a huge music market. Like it's funny because people in the States, they only tend to think of the States, but there's like places like you said, like in Spain and Italy, like the Latin kind of based countries have like the audiences are crazy. A lot of people that shoot music videos, you can name a bunch of different bands, they always shoot them in Italy and those places because the audiences are crazy.
I know. I mean, I absolutely love especially like Spanish people, because they're so friendly and they're not scared to come and thank you after the show and hug you, and it's just lovely. I mean, and I love talking with the fans afterwards. Like in Finland, it's a bit different. Some people dare to come and ask for your autograph and stuff, but if you compare it to other countries, they they really come and they really want to buy your T-shirt and have their hand signed and everything. So it's pretty different.
So when you tour in Finland, so they have you mentioned Tavastia. So Tavastia is like, actually, I think it's the oldest rock club in Europe, if I remember, and really cool
I'm not
place.
Sure about Europe, but in Finland, for sure.
It's been there forever, the 70s. And so when you tour in Finland, like how long is a tour there? Was it be like a couple of weeks, and you're hitting all the different cities, or how does it work?
Well, Finland isn't like that big in a way. So I mean, and usually if we don't tour for weeks in Finland, it's usually just like every weekend. If it's like I think 2 years ago, I think we had every weekend some gigs around. Okay. So you go to Friday someplace, Saturday someplace, then back for Sunday, and then you relax for a week, and then again. So, which is actually really nice, I think, especially all of us, we have families, children, so
it's different. It's different touring when you're 20 than when you're like, you get a little bit older. You got a couple of kids.
Definitely. Yeah. It's not like, when we go touring, we have like this huge bus and all these 5-star hotels, it's like a little tiny bus, and then you drive from place to A to place B, and you probably have a crappy hotel.
Well,
and,
someday you'll have Someday you'll have the huge bus. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Let's hope for that.
So tell me, so you have your solo project. So what's the working name? I know you mentioned it, but it's Nikis
Project.
Nikis Project. Well, that's easy to remember.
Yeah, it is a bit cliche but I was like, okay, I want to do this project. And it's like, I'm Niki's Project.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so stupid.
Hey,
but
it makes sense.
Yeah, because I was just like, okay, I have to have some kind of name because we started releasing songs, and I'm like, okay, well, it's just gonna be a project, and it is sort of a project because it's not like we write one type of genre. We do different type, and it's me and my fiance, Darrell.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So it's basically just me and him, and we sit here at the kitchen and by the kitchen table. We have a glass of wine. We sit and jam. We write songs. Then we're going downstairs, record some demos, and then we take them to the studio. And we've been doing this now for 1.5 years about.
So you've been recording actually with that project during COVID. How did that work? It just because you basically when you go into the studio, it's just you and Tracy, or how does that work for you?
Well, now Tracy hasn't been he's been involved in this, helping to write the lyrics, but we haven't gone to that studio. I actually use the same studio the Barbies use.
Oh, okay.
With my good friend Janne Saksa. He has a studio in Hämeenlinna.
I know. Yeah, we're friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
awesome.
So we've been using him because, I mean, he's so reliable, such a great guy, and I love the sound that he makes. And so we've been recording now like about 9 songs with them.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So, and we released, if I don't remember wrong, it's 5 songs, I think.
Okay.
And now we're gonna release our 6th single. So yeah.
So have you been releasing? Did you do like an EP, or have you just been doing all singles?
Just singles.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why we decided that, but I thought, okay, why just do an album and put it out there? Like, when you basically can't just like write a song, go to the studio and just put it out,
Right. Yeah. Because that's the thing is like, that's all changed. Right. And then if you release, you sort of burn all the songs if you release them all on one album, because then it's like, it used to be like you would pull singles off the album, but that's all changed with iTunes.
Yeah. And we wanted to make this a little bit different. So we thought, okay, we'll just like release one single like every 2nd month or something. It hasn't really, it's been like every 3rd month, but anyways. And okay, let's make a music video for all the songs, which is a bit insane at this time because you have to be so creative to, do a music video with not involving a lot of people, a really cheap budget, because I mean, it's not like money is flying around.
Right.
But anyway, so we decided make a song, make a music video, and maybe have like somebody co-starring our song. So we've been having different musicians on almost all of our songs because we thought that would be fun too.
Yeah, and I mean, and you kind of bring in their audience too, people that follow them. It's a win for everybody, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Sure. So when you who do you work with on the music videos there, and how have you been doing that? Because obviously with the COVID thing, it's been challenging. So it's just you and one person on a beach or on a whatever the scene is, or.
Well, I wish there was more beaches around here, but but we have also my dear friend Juha Hanhinen, who's been doing a lot of music videos for the Barbies, and so he was into helping us out with this, and he's like, let's do like a video for each song, and so with him we've been working, and it's been one of my actually favorite music videos. It's called "Look Into My Eyes," the song, and I have this super famous dancer. I asked her if she could come and do this music video because it's like a ballad song with piano and Hanna Karttunen, she's a world champion in dancing as well, and I was so excited when she said yes. So we hired this kaapelitehdas, this big factory, and just for the day, and then Juha was filming and she was dancing. I mean, it was such a big area, and so we were not even close to each other when we filmed this.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Just the 3 of us, we did this music video, and I think it came out like fantastic. I mean, both of them were so professional. So yeah.
And one of the things in Finland that's a little bit different than here is the releasing music videos to YouTube. It's a really big thing there, right? Is that kind of when you're doing a video? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Like, okay, we're going to get it on YouTube, or I mean, that's all sort of changed in recent years. But what's your and actually too? Also, what's your YouTube channel so people can find you?
It should just be Nikis Project. That's actually a good question. It's like
you can tell me later. I'll put the link.
yeah, good. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. It's funny because I'm the same way. I've got so many different things, and people ask me, well, what's this, address for this thing? I'm like, let me think about it.
I know. And it's funny because I mean, it's not that I'm old or anything, but I feel old every time when I think about the social media. I should be more active on it, and it's actually funny because I signed up for TikTok. I thought it was hilarious because I was thinking I'll never do it, but I was thinking, okay, I'll do it now. And I did it now on the weekend, and I put out my first TikTok video, which was, I thought, hilarious. But anyways, but I'm so bad with with everything that comes with social media. I mean, I need to start learning how to do that. So
you can hire somebody.
Yeah, but I'll send you all the links, and if you just post it.
It's the thing is too. It's like, even with me, like I do a lot of social media because I actually enjoy it. That for some people play video games, I do social media stuff.
Yeah,
but it's hard because you're trying to, I know you're a mom, you're doing that, you're trying to be an artist, you're recording, and then that's just like another thing that gets added on top.
So, it is. Yeah. It's like, when do you have the time? It's like, no, mommy comes soon. Selfie, post it. It's like, it's not the easiest.
Yeah, I agree. So coming up, and so things are starting to open up. How is it in Finland? Or is it slowly reopening, or what's the situation there now?
Yeah, I think some restaurants and bars opened again, and I think it's been really, really good now with the numbers. Like,
oh, good.
So not a lot of people are sick around here now, but of course there was this big celebration now over the weekend called Vappu, 1st of May.
Right, that's a big party there.
Yes, we were nice and we stayed at home, but I know, like, seeing on the news that there were people packed in the parks and stuff. So
right.
So you never know how the numbers are gonna, race after this. But I mean, I'm hopeful, and now summer is coming. So yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys are you working on booking dates, or so? What's your next step? Are you going to focus on the solo project or doing both?
I definitely want to do both. So I mean, we haven't practiced with the Barbies for, I think, over a year. So it's going to be.
You guys are such a good band. I mean, great players.
Yeah, well, let's see if nobody has practiced for a year. I don't know.
Well, it'll be. Yeah.
But we actually decided now for the first time, like in a year, okay, we're gonna go to band practice. We have a date now when we have band practice. So I hope that's gonna happen. And so so we just have to learn how to play again, and
me too.
Become rock stars again. but definitely that's fun, and I'm excited about that, and definitely, hopefully, start writing songs. And then just figure out where to get the money to go to the studio and, all that stuff. But that comes later. So first we're going to start practicing again. And definitely, I just talked to the girls the other day, and they were so excited about meeting up and starting this again. Awesome. Yeah.
So tell me about, because I know we talked a little bit about that. So tell me about the Lordi thing. So people that haven't seen Lordi, so they won Eurovision, I guess, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? It might have been longer than that.
I think it's longer than that. Yeah, it must be longer than that. Yeah. Probably over 10 years ago or something.
Yeah. So how is that? Yeah. So are you doing backgrounds with them, or how did that come about? Does that do Tracy?
Yeah, that's true, Tracy. Yeah, and I know some of the guys in the band as well. And yeah, I just recently recorded 9 background vocals for them.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, so that's funny. I think they're gonna release a bunch of albums pretty soon. So.
Oh, that's right.
I even had my kids were singing on one of their tracks, which is really funny. So yeah, so actually, I love doing stuff like that. I love working with different people and different projects and stuff. So I'm really happy every time somebody asks me to do something.
Yeah, and like collaboration. I mean, obviously songwriting and stuff. But is that something you really enjoy, collaborating with other artists? You mentioned you have some guest people on your solo thing. Is that something you really enjoy doing, or?
Definitely. I mean, I love working with other people. I wish I could do that even more. So hopefully when, time gets better and stuff, I could, maybe travel and co-write and stuff like that. And I love singing other people's albums and stuff as well, or just, so I'm always happy if somebody asks me. So yeah, definitely want to do more of that in the future.
Awesome. Yeah. And the music, it's fun because the music scene in Finland is so diverse. You have some of the world's best classical musicians, classical singers. All the way, you have the Pop Jazz Academy, which is a Berkeley affiliate. The Sibelius School, I guess. So it's such a culturally rich, country. And I mean, I wish we had that here, but that's one thing I love about Finland. just seeing the museums and hanging out with all the different artists, and it's really exciting.
Yeah. When are you coming back here? You could come and play some on our project if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I've actually been doing a lot of remote recording. We have a band called Crushed on the Curb, which is kind of like a kind of rock metal.
Yeah.
And we've been doing tracks virtually. That's been our thing. So, and we're talking to some labels and stuff. So hopefully I'm going to get there in the summer. It depends on, the travel stuff, but now luckily we're all vaccinated, so I'm ready to rock and roll.
Oh, lucky you. I'm still waiting for that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. And it's kind of a relief. And I'm so used to traveling. This is actually, probably for you too. This is the longest I've been home. I'm used to going on the road, especially in the summertime. So it's kind of been weird. Doing that,
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I was thinking the other day, like, how am I even going to be able to perform, on a stage? I'm going to be scared of seeing so many people, I think I've seen maybe 20 people in a year or something like that.
Right.
It's crazy. Just hanging out with family and not really doing anything. So
just being able to hang out.
How am I going to be able to perform? I'm going to be so scared.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, but I've been done a couple of gigs. There's some Indian casinos here that I played the last couple of months, and it was fun. It was a little weird. Yeah, you're kind of like a little cautious, and as we should be, but definitely we got to get back to our lives and get back to rocking and doing some music.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important. How can people find you online? I know you mentioned the social media. So you have your Facebook page and you have also the Instagram stuff. So tell us how we can find you.
Yeah. Well, I think if I ever try to find somebody, I always just Google, or type it in Google. So if you on Google, you put Nikis Project, and then you find all the YouTube links. You'll find Instagram, Facebook. But it's just on Nikis Project, everything, like the Facebook and the Instagram.
Yeah,
and obviously now my TikTok account, which let's see how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Actually, what's funny is my wife has a viral TikTok video. It has a half a million.
Really?
Has a 500,000 views. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. It's funny. And then also the Barbe-Q-Barbies, same thing. Like I know you guys have a Facebook page. You have Instagram, all that stuff.
And our website, homepage. Website. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So I definitely encourage people to check that out. That band is awesome. And your solo project, I heard some of that. That's amazing. And it's really, I'm glad you're doing that, because I know that's a different side that you like to kind of share. And it's kind of great to use both hands and both feet and kind of do everything, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would go crazy if I would just would have sat home for a year and, just rolled my thumbs, So it's like music is for me just something it's like it's cliche as well, like therapy, but I need to get it out from my system. So, if I don't sing and write, and I'll go crazy. So I need to.
Artists need the outlet. I always say, like, I would do it. It's nice to get paid, but I would do it even if I didn't get paid, because just part of it's like breathing, really.
Exactly.
But thank you so much for joining me, Niki. And everybody, please check out all the links. And there's a lot of them. You'll find her. And we're going to include that in the podcast episode. You can find all that. And these podcasts are released on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music. There's a long list. And then we also to our music pages, which is Music Crowns in London and Bass and Guitar Lab based in Italy. So everybody, please check that out. The video will be coming out soon, and we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Thank you so much, Niki.
Thank you. Bye.
Tell all my Finnish friends I say hello.
I will.
Tell them I'll give them the money I owe them when I see them.
Oh no.
Right. All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Awesome.